Now at 6, we take a look back on the Joplin tornado 13 years later. Plus, area law enforcement agencies join forces to run for Special Olympics. And some 4-state residents have lost their appetite for fast food over rising costs.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Oklahoma Highway Patrol says a trooper from Miami is fired after he was charged with sex crimes. This is KOIM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. Court documents say Trooper Jackie Lee Reinhardt pulled over a semi-truck driver for speeding on I-44 near Big Cabin in Craig County. They say Reinhardt forced sexual acts on the driver. Reinhardt is charged with sexual battery and forcible sodomy. After the charges were filed, the Highway Patrol released a statement saying it terminated Reinhardt's employment. A federal court sentences a Kansas man for meth trafficking. In August of 2022, a Crawford County, Kansas sheriff's deputy tried to stop Justin Lapping, but they say he fled on a motorcycle. Soon after entering Barton County, Missouri, Lapping abandoned the motorcycle and ran. Officers used tasers on Lapping, who was taken into custody with what they say was a large amount of meth. Well, now Lapping is sentenced to 24 years and 6 months without parole for possessing methamphetamine to distribute. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Well, of course, we had a few scattered showers and a few thunderstorms for us late this morning into the early afternoon, but we look pretty good out there right now. It's 70 in Joplin, 71 in Pittsburgh. We are dry, and we're mainly going to stay dry as we go through the next few hours. All right, lower 70s across the region. We do have a little bit of a wind, just kind of a light northeasterly wind across the region, which we're going to see sticking around throughout the evening. But any thunderstorms we had earlier, these are gone, and we have partly to mostly sunny skies right now. Ongoing severe weather down to our south, but this is where it's going to stay as we go through the evening hours. But I do think we're going to get a few more showers in here late evening into the overnight hours. Next few hours look fine. Slide back through the 70s into the 60s. Plenty of thunderstorms in the forecast. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
See you soon. Today is the 13th anniversary of the 2011 Joplin tornado. 161 people were killed. Thousands more were injured. The storm destroyed thousands of homes and more than 500 businesses. It packed winds in excess of 200 miles per hour. It was on the ground for more than 22 miles. The Joplin tornado ranks as one of the nation's deadliest tornadoes. It remains the costliest tornado in U.S. history with $2.8 billion in damages. Area police agencies joined forces today for the annual law enforcement torch run for Special Olympics. The torches moved across various regions of Missouri toward Columbia for the 2024 State Summer Games. The torch passed by 3 local schools where kids cheered them on. Joplin PD passed the torch near the limits of Webb City, then on to the Carthage Police Department. Joplin's Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee held a meeting today to discuss plans for their upcoming Unity Walk to be held on June's 3rd Thursday. EDI's goal is to make sure everyone is included, regardless of their orientation, nationality, religion, or skin color. The group offers resources to educate businesses and the community on how to embrace diversity.
In the past, I've had issues where I've definitely had to hush down a little bit of who I am as a person. But when you have a support group, even though this isn't necessarily in the sense of like a therapy support group or whatever, but it is a bunch of people from the community all coming together and saying like, hey, we really support you and we love you and we support all different types of every type, people.
A lot of times people have to feel left out if they happen to look different or if they're differently abled. Anything that maybe separates them, that they feel separates, we have EDI to bring everyone together and to know that really it's as simple as you belong here.
EDI's Unity Walk on 3rd Thursday starts at 6 p.m. June 20th at 2nd and Main. You can find more information at koamnewsnow.com. My Own Center for Independent Living in Nevada, Missouri today hosted its annual Disability Awareness Lunch fundraiser. Last year, the organization sold 304 plates. This year's goal is 350. Funds raised by the organization go to supporting aging seniors, youth, scholarships, ramps and home modifications, community resources, and more. Diners can get a barbecue sandwich lunch for $10 and help a good cause. According to a recent finance study, the average menu prices for fast food are up more than 39% since 2014. KOAM's Amber Jenkins learned how the inflation is affecting area families.
Finance Buzz's recent chart of fast food inflation documents multiple fast food chains' prices since 2014. All the chains on the chart increased prices by at least 39%. According to the study, McDonald's menu prices have the largest increase, up 100% since 2014. Some Pittsburgh residents say it's cheaper to eat at a traditional restaurant rather than a fast food chain.
A lot of the fast food places have gotten so expensive that you can go somewhere else where they prepare the food fresh and pay the same or even less.
An economist professor at Pittsburgh State University says inflation affects blue-collar workers the most.
When the inflation reduces the purchasing power of our wages, that is, of course, not a good thing. The standard of living declines, but of course, it doesn't decline evenly. The people that are mostly affected are blue-collar, low-income workers.
Most of the expenses on blue-collar workers' budgets are prime targets for inflation.
Most of their income, or proportionally most of their income, on food and housing and electricity and gasoline to go to work, they are going to be hit the most.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
You can find more details about Finance Buzz's study on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. It's tournament time for some area softball and baseball teams. John Dale's going to have that story later in sports, but first, a crew in southeast Kansas digs into the mystery of the Bloody Bender family. The notorious Bloody Bender family lived in Labette County, Kansas during the 1870s. The family is accused of murdering 10 people. Their story had been passed down generation to generation by word of mouth and through articles. However, students from Kansas University are now trying to literally dig up evidence regarding the Bender family. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more.
Well, this is why I bought the property. I bought it for this reason here, plus it's an investment second, but primary to uncover the secrets. And KU's been wonderful to work with. They have the talent and the people and the contacts to uncover the mysteries that we're trying to seek.
Bob Miller owns this 160-acre piece of land in Labette County. A piece of land that could hold an endless amount of stories regarding the infamous Bloody Bender family. He's employed the help of anthropology students at Kansas University to uncover this land's hidden truths.
I would love to find the foundation of the cabin. That is like my goal. Perhaps we won't. And that's okay. If we find any proof that this was actually, where they were, or at least where some of it happened, it would be awesome.
These students have just begun a 10-day archaeological dig, each pair carefully analyzing everything they pull from the ground.
Material that we're finding is actually things that were in the past. It's not somebody telling somebody that this is what happened in the past. And so we're hoping to take those objects and tell a story from them, and tell a story that's then now based in the reality of what was happening. So really kind of trying to ground truth a lot of the stories that were happening, and tell people what their lives were like and what the objects we're finding were like at the same time.
Under the guidance of Lauren Norman, these students are getting hands-on in the field training while also learning the history of the area.
This is a really exciting way to tell the community what we're finding and to really illuminate the time that the people were here, and the awful things that happened here, is to kind of tie it really back to the material objects that we're finding.
The team will continue throughout the week to excavate and discover, 1 square meter at a time.
Find something meaningful and something that confirms last season. So whatever we saw on our data from last season, I would like to see something come out of it.
Reporting in Labette County, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Norman says she'd like to see the excavation continue for years. A little later, a new season and a new division for the Joplin Outlaws. John's going to have a preview of their 2024 season in sports.
Plus, we have more thunderstorms in the forecast. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be a decent day for us today. Some additional showers and thunderstorms across the region late this morning into the early afternoon. Some of those were stronger, had some very small hail, but we didn't see anything severe, which is obviously good news. Allergies are up there as well, mainly the grasses. High today, 10.3 out of 12. Tomorrow, a little bit lower, a 7.4 out of 12. But of course, if you are an allergy sufferer, you're going to be suffering as we go through the next few days. Looks good. Here's a nice shot. Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex Tower Cam downtown. Our thunderstorms earlier raced out of here. Now we have partly to mostly sunny skies, and we're going to stay dry over the next several hours. And then late this evening, we'll start to see some scattered showers trying to work back into the region. Ongoing severe weather to our south, Arkansas, down through parts of Texas. This is where it stays tonight. And then here comes our next wave right out across, really rolling into parts of Colorado. And that will slightly affect us as we get into Thursday and also Thursday night and Friday. We do have a low severe threat tomorrow, level 2 out of 5. The key here is we're only going to have like 1 or maybe 2 storms that pop up. But the ones that do could go severe, but most of you will end up staying dry as we go through tomorrow evening. But we're going to watch 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. We're going to keep all the threats low. Just keep our eyes on it. And then a band of thunderstorms late tomorrow night into Friday morning. All right, scattered showers, thunderstorms picking up late this evening. Nothing strong, nothing severe. These are going to roll out of here. After about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, we'll start the day mainly dry into the lower 60s. As we go through the morning, looks good, mid 70s by noon. Most of us near 80 during the afternoon. Now, tomorrow evening, a few scattered thunderstorms pop up. The ones that do will go severe, but as they drive in, they're going to fall apart, so it's not that big of a deal. Scattered showers and thunderstorms with a cold front move in Friday morning and then pass right on through, intensify late morning, but I think we'll just see regular thunderstorms with that batch as it rolls through on Friday morning. All right, your day planner for your Thursday, 62 to start, 76 by noon, high temp right around 81 during the afternoon. Let's move into the weekend hotspot for Saturday, really evening and night. Pretty good severe threat, Oklahoma City, Wichita, over toward Joplin, including Tulsa, northwest Arkansas, as we get into Saturday evening and Saturday night. So let's go ahead, jump in, take a look at it. Most of the day Saturday, if you're hitting some of the area lakes, look fine, but thunderstorms explode central Kansas and drive in as we go through the evening into the overnight hours on Saturday night. So we're going to make that day an a possible alert day because we have a higher severe threat. 81 tomorrow, 79 on Friday, 87 on Saturday. Sunday and Monday right now looking pretty good, cooling down just a bit.
All right, we'll welcome the brief break.
Not bad.
Let's take a live look from the Burgers on the Patio event to benefit Skill and KSDS. Columbus firefighters are manning the grill for the evening, and there will be prize drawings, live music. If you're in the area, head on out to Patio 201 in Columbus at 201 East Maple. It's going to be going on until 7:30 tonight. Still ahead, the Joplin Outlaws preview their inaugural season in the Mid-American League, and Fort Scott softball leaves for the 4A state tournament in Salina. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
High school baseball and softball state tournaments begin tomorrow in Kansas. 6 of our local schools are participating, including Fort Scott softball. The Tigers are the 5 seed in the 4A state tournament bracket. They face Circle in the quarterfinals tomorrow at 1. It's their second consecutive trip to state, and Fort Scott has won 9 of its last 10 games entering state tournament play. So the Tigers are confident on their way to Salina.
You know, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and for our school to get to experience it twice in 1 year, or me at least twice in 1 year, back-to-back, and even going to state last year, it's just such a surreal feeling.
It's a special occasion for these kids. These kids have earned their way. They've played very well all year, and good group of kids.
A new era of Joplin Outlaws baseball begins tomorrow evening. The team begins its 2024 season and first as a member of the Mid-American League on the road in Sherman, Texas. Games over the next 7 days in Sherman, Texas and Fort Smith, Arkansas. Then Joplin plays its first home game of the season a week from tomorrow against the Sherman Shadowcats at Joe Becker Stadium. This year's team is excited to perform in front of the baseball fans in Joplin.
Joplin was always the place to be. Very proud community. They're used to winning, so are we, and we expect to deliver on that. And hopefully that existing fan base that's already been here for years can only grow and expand.
More home games obviously means more, time in front of the fans, and just more games in general. I think it's going to be a little bit more rigorous schedule than the Mink League, less days off, etc. A little bit, maybe a little bit higher level of talent.
Last night's Cardinals-Orioles game was tied 1-1 in the 6th when heavy rain forced it to be postponed until today when they'd play the final 3 innings. Blue skies at 11:15 this morning in St. Louis. Game tied 1 apiece until Nolan Gorman blasts his 8th home run of the season. That's a 2-run shot to take a 3-1 lead. We go ahead into the top of the 9th. Ryan Helsley on to close it out. 1 out, 1 on. He gets a 5-6-3 double play to end it. Cardinals win 3-1. They finished the series with a sweep as well. In the second game, they sweep the defending AL East champs. Royals at home against the Tigers, looking for their 6th consecutive victory. Cole Reagan's on the mound. He's dealing. Gets a strikeout looking in the 3rd. Next batter, Javi Baez goes down swinging. 2 batters later, Reagan's gets Andy Ibanez to chase. He strikes out the side in the 3rd. We go to the 4th inning. Royals up 2-0. Nelson Velasquez hits it deep to left center. That's gone for a home run. They take a 3-0 lead. 6th inning, back to Reagan's on the mound. This looks pretty familiar. Strikes out the side again. Reagan's gets a career-high 12 strikeouts and allows just 1 hit. Into the 7th inning, Bobby Witt Jr. at the plate. He rips one up the middle into center to score 2 more runs. Royals win their 6th in a row. They beat the Tigers 8-3. That's it for sports. We're back after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have more on the meeting of Joplin's Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Group. And as students transition from school this summer, we're going to have tips to make that change a bit smoother. Those stories, a lot more, coming up on KOAM News at 9, Fox 14. There's at least a chance that some of us are going to get some more rain.
Yeah, some scattered showers and even a few thunderstorms for us later on tonight. Non-severe, and then a few random evening storms tomorrow. Better chances for severe weather on Saturday.
Final sports note.
NBA Western Conference Finals start tonight. Nuggets against the Timberwolves.
Very good. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.